well in this environment.
Ali, it just went up. It just went up now to 720 points. They're still tabulating the final transaction, and that's why it keeps going higher and higher. 732 right now, Ali.
Now, if you take away that box that's there and you look at what's underneath it, okay, now you see that says vol, U-vol, and D-vol. Volume means the total volume. So 1.9 billion shares were traded today. 46 million of them were traded on the uptick, which means somebody bought a stock that was going up. 1.858 billion shares were sold at a loss today. That's what that tells you. This is unbelievable. We have not seen numbers like this before. 735.63 points, a loss on the Dow. That is the biggest loss we've ever seen, not just in the close, even intraday. That is, no one has ever looked at the big board and seen minus 735. Now, Wolf, I want to tell you something that is counterintuitive right now. That's not the story. The story here is the credit markets that have seized up. The fact that businesses, possibly businesses that employ you, may not be able to borrow money on a short-term basis, which is what they do to keep the lights on and pay rent and pay your salaries. Every day this deal isn't done means people are not getting their mortgages, they're not getting other loans, and it could mean that they're going to be put out of work. This will not be an implosion of the economy, it will not be Armageddon, and it will pass, but the bottom line is every day this happens, we don't have a nice convenient box like that one to show you what's going on in the credit market, but it is very, very serious. So I hope folks who are deciding that they want to sit this one out and get greater clarity understand that their economics lesson is coming at the expense of Americans' jobs and homes. This is a very serious issue, Wolf, and anybody who tells you otherwise and that we should take our time to figure this out is displaying that they do not have enough knowledge of the fundamental underpinnings of this economy to be making decisions at Congress. A deal needs to be made. Money needs to be freed up. Everybody's got a right to be really angry about this. Save it for later.
And just to put some perspective, right after 9/11, right after the markets reopened, they went down 684, 685 points. Right now, we're not sure this is the final closing number. 738-point drop in one day. That's a huge number, underscoring the disappointment that the investors have out there as a result of this enormous setback on the floor of the House of Representatives.
The investors are they're everybody's 401ks and IRAs. So this is the day to stop thinking about Wall Street versus Main Street. It's your retirement. That's something people have to remember. This is you. Kicking Wall Street kicks you right back.
How long, David, do you think that the markets will have a chance to play this out? It doesn't look like the House of Representatives is going to come back to have another vote, to take another look at it, at least until Wednesday, maybe Thursday. In the meantime, we're seeing what's going on.
What we need to know is that cooler heads will prevail, and we saw a lot of that language today. So what happened is those who thought there shouldn't be any bailout at all gave it their last kick at the can. If markets think that that is the last kick at the can and cooler heads will prevail, then we'll see markets respond to that. But again, I caution everybody out there, this isn't the markets. This is the credit that your company that maybe pays your salary can't get. This is the mortgage that you can't get. This is the mortgage that somebody can't get if they're trying to buy your house. This is why this is that serious.
This is a huge deal. All right, we'll continue to watch it. Ali, don't go away. We're coming back to you. I want to check in with Jack Cafferty. He's got the Cafferty file. Huge breaking news today, Jack. Something that a lot of us woke up this morning, did not expect would happen, because normally in the House of Representatives, they pretty much have those votes counted going into a sensitive vote like this. The whips on the Democratic side, the Republican side, they basically can predict what the number is going to be. They missed by a few today.
Well, the Republicans failed to turn up the 12 votes needed, as I understand it. All weekend we heard this phrase, we're making progress. Today, earlier, we were assured that House leaders had the votes to pass this humongous bailout bill, save the economy from the meltdown. We ought to know better after this much time. When the roll was called this afternoon, the necessary votes were missing. Wall Street was like a yo-yo on a string, up, down, all over the lot. You can see on the screen there, it's closing just under 750 points to the downside. It all happened despite the best efforts of John McCain to anoint himself the savior of the bailout package. Remember? Turns out members of McCain's own party balked at voting for the bailout in the House of Representatives. He couldn't even deliver his own party's votes. At the end of the day, President Bush couldn't get it done, House Speaker Pelosi couldn't get it done, John Boehner couldn't get it done, and McCain is left with egg all over his face after calling for the cancellation of last Friday's debate and announcing he was suspending his campaign. Remember last Wednesday? Once again, our government has failed us. The future of the bailout, very much an open question now. And with just 5 weeks before the election, look for everybody in Washington to bend over backwards explaining why this isn't their fault. The question is this: is the failure of the bailout reason enough to vote all the incumbents out of office?
You bet your fucking ass! I've been saying that for days.
You can post a comment on my blog.
Well, why don't you read mine?
All right, Jack, we'll get back to you shortly. We're following the breaking news. America's financial crisis getting more urgent and much more complicated today for the entire nation. And candidates as well. We're waiting to hear from
Yep.
getting ready to speak.
That's the actual,
could affect the race for
let
the
me
White
give you
House.
a
A nightmare on Wall Street and
close-up view there.
Could something positive out of the House defeat of the bailout bill? I'll speak about that.
That's the actual stupid bill that just didn't pass. You can look at it online right there.
About Sarah Palin and has provided a declaration that she's
But,
not qualified to be vice president.
greedy motherfuckers. I'll tell you right now. Right now. Right now. You know, accounting really sucks. Accounting could be the most disinteresting motherfucking thing on the planet. But I'm doing it because there's no ethical motherfuckers around. I gotta go speak my mind to Jack Cafferty's file. I'll get back to you in a second. And I'll post it right there. Yep.